Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our buying investment properties video, or first video of that series. Today, we're going to talk about what's the best strategy when buying investment properties for beginners. One of the things I've come across a lot of my clients who are interested in buying investment properties, but they are making some very simple mistakes that cost them a lot of money down the road. Easy things to fix, and we're going to talk about all of those. Buying investment properties is not rocket science. Anyone can do it, anyone with some basic common sense. So the first principle of buying investment properties is you keep your emotions out of it. And buying investment properties is to invest as little as possible and get the maximum return on your investment. So the first thing you need to do is keep your emotions absolutely out of it. You're not buying a property to feel good about yourself. You're not buying a property because it looks pretty or it's going to make you look good among your friends or family. The whole purpose is a numbers game. So the first thing is you have to identify you are going to buy an investment property to hold it, possibly rent it out, or if you're going to buy it, make some repairs and quickly turn around and sell it, which is known in common layman terms as flipping a property. So let's start with the first one, which is flipping the property. Talk to your realtor, talk to your real estate broker, help them identify an area in town that is a good area to flip properties. In Houston, given the current market, you want to buy a property that you can turn around and sell it for anywhere between $200,000 to $225,000, no more than that. Anything more than that is not advisable, at least by me, in my opinion, because as you start going into $250,000 and $300,000 range, those buyers can afford to buy a new home from a new builder, brand new construction. And why would they come and buy a refurbished flip property from you? So your target market is folks who may not qualify for those high value homes, who are willing to move into a refurbished, renovated home, and that is a value to them. They may not have a good credit score and whatnot. So once you have identified the area, you have to crunch a lot of numbers before you even spend one penny on that investment property. You have to find out, you have to do your math backwards. So if you're going to sell a property for $200,000, then you should look at how much repairs does it need. If it needs about $30,000 worth of repairs, that means you're down to $170 now that you can spend on it. You're going to pay, as a seller, you'll pay commissions, which would be about 6% plus closing costs, let's say 10%. So that's another $20,000. So now you're down from $170 to $150. Some other closing costs are miscellaneous. So it goes to about $140, $135. So you should not, and I'm just giving you basic, simple math. So the property that you buy to flip should not be more than $135 or $140. More than that, you run the risk of not making much money or even taking a small loss. So once you buy the property, and you intend to flip it, not hold it, you should have the contractors lined up. One thing I always tell my clients is if it's one or two or three investors coming together to flip a property, you should have a great alignment of what you're trying to achieve here. You should have the cash ready. When you're competing to buy an investment property, you're competing with other investors and everything is in cash. So if you think you're going to have an unsecured loan or line of credit, that's not going to work, at least in my experience. Other people may have different experiences. As an investor, you should have the cash to pay right there and then for the property. You should have the cash for the repairs. Your partners, whether it's one, two, or three partners, should have great alignment with each other about what you're trying to achieve. You buy the property, you should have a general contractor already lined up. One thing I always caution folks is being an investor, flipping a property is not something you do from home or from a laptop. At least one or two or all of the investors who are investing money in it should be willing to stay there the entire length of the day through the repairs, so you can keep an eye on the contractors, his crew, her crew, and making sure all the work gets done in a timely fashion. There's no downtime. There's no theft. Theft happens, whether you like it or don't like it. Stuff gets stolen from investment properties at nighttime, sometimes even by the crew that's working there. So you have to be physically present there. It's a full-time job for those 30, 40 days that you're doing the repairs. Be personally involved. That if that means that you have to go to the local hardware store like Home Depot, open up a credit account, and go with the contractor to buy the materials, keep an inventory of the materials, keep proper accounting of all the money you have spent, make sure that the funds that are available from the bank account needs the signature of all the partners together. So no one partner can go on a spending spree. So all three of you can work together on it. And keep in mind that from the day you buy the property, your property taxes start accruing, your HOA fees start accruing, your utility bills start accruing. So do all the math before you even make an offer on the property. Find out how much the property taxes are, find out how much the HOA fees are, mud tax, lid tax, all the hidden costs of owning that property. If there's any monthly fees of any sort of that subdivision, if there is security patrol fees that you need to pay. So run all those numbers. And then even with one more thing, most important is before you buy the property, have your broker, real estate broker, run comparables. How much this property will sell for the same square footage, same year built, 2-story, 1-story, same size lot size, same size backyard, same comparables. How much do these properties sell for in this neighborhood? Because no matter how many improvements you do in the house, it's going to sell in the main ballpark range or whatever those comparable homes sell in that subdivision. Another word of caution is sometimes you have the same subdivision, but you have section A, section B, section C. Have your broker run comps for the section that your property is going to be in. Sometimes section A properties sell at a higher value than section B or section C, or they sell lower than section B or section C. So you may buy a property in section A and you think that you're going to sell it at the prices that the homes are being sold in section C. That's not true. As an investor, you have to be very, very conservative, almost be a pessimist when it comes to buying an investment property. So having done that, as soon as the repair is getting completed, have a plan in place that you're going to put it on market, do open houses, do marketing, and quickly sell your property. You do not want to sit on investment property for too long because it's accruing expenses. Even if you have to take a little bit of loss, or if you're not getting your desired price that you hoped for, sell the property, keep the money flowing, let go of it. That way your contractor is also interested in you, because if you sit on a property, the contractor who did the work for you, he has no more income coming in. So him and his crew will move on to the next project with somebody else. But if you keep a high turnover in your properties, your contractors and their crew will stay attached to you. So that's for the properties that you flip. Now for the properties that you are going to rent out, before you buy the property, have your realtor run comps on rents. Make sure that you look at the comps very carefully, that they're located in the same subdivision, same section, exact same area, same comparable properties that are renting for. And once again, when it comes to the asking rent, it must pay for your mortgage and interest, your property taxes. Keep in mind that you want to have the homestead exemption in case you're buying the property from a homeowner who is living there as an owner occupant. Your property taxes are going to be without the homestead exemption. Take that into account. HOA fees, any monthly fees, take all that into account. And one more thing, in my personal opinion, do not ever buy an investment property with a pool in it, because not every buyer or every tenant wants a pool. A pool has a lot of maintenance costs, and it will add to the unattractiveness of your property. I have seen some clients who are new to the game, their broker did not advise them well. Perhaps there was motivation to make a quick commission out of this transaction and just move on. And this innocent investor got stuck with a property with the pool in it. Now they're trying to rent it, and the tenants are not willing to pay for the pool expenses because pool maintenance is expensive. So it's just a whole Pandora's box of issues that come with the pool. So that's my advice on the investment properties for now. In the next video, we'll discuss some other details about financing and how we can move forward in those. Until then, thank you so much. Bye-bye.